Hello and welcome to this video explaining the bandhas or locks in the practices of yoga. In the yoga lineage in which I'm trained, there are 5 bandhas or locks that we can work with to help direct our energy. We have Mula Bandha, which is root lock, Uddiyana Bandha, which is the abdominal lock. We have Jalandhara Bandha, which is the neck or throat lock. We have Maha Bandha, which is a combination of those 3 locks all at the same time. And then there's Maha Bandha, which is when you focus your consciousness on the all-pervading source. Today we're going to talk about the 3 bandhas and then all of them in combination. So the first and most important or foundational bandha is Mula Bandha. And this is at the base of your spine or your torso. If you imagine the area between your anus and your genitals, that's your pelvic floor, and there's a lot of muscles there. So when we think about our diaphragm like an upside down bowl, our pelvis is like a right side up bowl, and they can move together. So we can start to lift that lower bowl. It's not as obvious as when we contract and relax our diaphragm, but there is a lift there. So if you're new to Mula Bandha, you can start by flexing the muscle that you might use to stop the flow of urine. It might also initially feel a little bit like a contraction of your anus or sometimes the glutes. And as you work with it, it tends to get more and more subtle. Sometimes it can be helpful to either use your fingers or even a rolled up sock or a small rag and place it on that area at the very base of your spine to give you a tactile aid, and then just drawing it up. The image of Mula Bandha that I like to think about is sort of this suction cup energy, drawing it from the base of the torso up the front of the spine. It's a very subtle movement, so it's hard to demonstrate, but once you start to get it, you can start to feel this uplifted quality. And this bandha, Mula Bandha, is used prevalently in asana classes where they'll say engage Mula Bandha, especially in balances, as a way of feeling both uplifted and grounded simultaneously. Our second bandha is Uddiyana Bandha, which is flying up lock. And it's the navel drawing in and up. And we've seen the same sort of motion in practices like Kapalabhati or in Breath of Fire, but this is a little bit more exaggerated. And the best way to learn it initially is when you've emptied your breath entirely, and hopefully not on a full stomach. So I'll just demonstrate now. I'm going to empty my breath and then draw my navel in and up. And when I think about this lock, Uddiyana Bandha, I think about the navel moving in and up like in a J shape, a little bit like I'm being lovingly uppercutted, drawing the energy up that central channel. So taking the energy from Mula Bandha and then shuttling it up higher into the chest and throat. Jalandhara Bandha, sometimes referred to as cloud catching lock or net lock, but often referred to as throat lock, is when we bring our chin and our chest together. So sometimes people will describe this as just lowering the chin down to the chest, but this is not how I've been trained. I've been trained to bring the chin and the chest together and lengthen the back of the neck. So for me, it looks more like this. It's not just a dropping of the head, but a meeting of the chin and the sternum, creating a lock here and length through the back of the spine. It's said that this lock is meant to prevent prana from moving downward when we're trying to get it to move upward. And then when we combine all of those together, we have Maha Bandha. When I do Maha Bandha, especially if you're new to it, I recommend practicing Maha Bandha on an exhale retention. It's easier to feel all 3 at the same time. And I apply them in an order. So I will start with Mula Bandha, then Uddiyana Bandha, then Jalandhara Bandha. Then I'll take the tongue and press it to the roof of my mouth, just behind my teeth, and gaze internally or externally to my third eye center. So, Mula Bandha, I'm doing now, is hard to demonstrate. You'll just have to work with it and practice it and think about that pelvic floor drawing up. Uddiyana Bandha, drawing in and up, you can do, and you can even use your hands to start to feel that movement of the abdomen if you're not used to isolating your abdomen in this way. Jalandhara Bandha, lengthening the back of the neck, as your chest lifts and your chin lowers. And then Maha Bandha all at the same time. So we'll do a bit of a practice now. We'll do 3 rounds of Maha Bandha where we will engage Mula Bandha, then Uddiyana Bandha, then Jalandhara Bandha, and then hold it for about 10 seconds before we release and start again. We'll do this all on an exhale retention, so we'll empty our body of breath to the best of our ability. So, draw your spine tall, taking a few natural unaffected breaths. On your next inhale, take a full inhale, and then exhale completely. Hold the breath out, engage Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, navel in and up, Jalandhara Bandha. When you can't hold the breath anymore, you'll release the locks, allow the breath to become natural. We'll do 3 more now. I'll take away the talking. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha, hold. So, inhale. Exhale fully. Exhale fully. Exhale fully. Take a few natural breaths. So each of these locks can be practiced individually. They each have different energetic intentions. Maha Bandha has the energetic intention of drawing the energy up to the third eye into the crown. Mula Bandha you'll find a lot in asana practices. Uddiyana Bandha in a lot of kriya practices and some pranayama practices. Jalandhara Bandha you can find in some meditative practices and also in a few asana practices. And Maha Bandha is used a lot in embodiment practices when we've worked with a lot of energy and then try to really consciously direct it. Remember, foundational to the practice of Tantra is the conscious direction of energy in ourselves and then in our worlds. And so these bandhas are going to be invaluable tools for us as we start to work with our own energy. Thank you so much.